trying to be white. But what they don't know is that white folks don't have a monopoly on intelligence.
That's right.
Intelligence was first developed and demonstrated in Africa thousands of years before there was civilization in Europe. So to be intelligent is to be African. To be articulate is to be African. That is who we are. And that is the state of mind that we must return to in order to save the world.
Absolutely.
So, let me get back to, and when the Greeks left Kemet, went back to Greece, they created stuff like this. They couldn't stand the test of time. It does not compare to the structures that are still standing in Kemet. So I want to spend a few minutes looking at Jehuti, breaking Jehuti down. That word Jehuti can be spelled different ways depending on which European language we're using to vocalize an African concept. You'll notice that Kemet is spelled different ways. Africa is spelled different ways because we are communicating with each other via the language of our former conquerors.
Absolutely.
Okay? So, Jehuti was the Neter who represented divine wisdom in Kemet. He was first known to the Greeks as Thoth when they began traveling to Kemet to study. And it is from the Greek word Thoth that we have derived the word thought. See, Jehuti represents a process of divine articulation of speech. So before you can vocalize your thoughts, you must first mentally conceive them. Everything begins with thought before it is spoken. So the very process of thinking is about engaging a comedic concept of intellectual power. When the Greeks conquered Kemet, they Hellenized Thoth's name and personality, and they called him Hermes. So here's Jehuti, and down here at the bottom is an image of the Greek god Hermes. This is in 332, right here on our timeline, 332 BC. Hermes was also known to the Greeks as Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes the thrice great. And remember what Rhonda Burns said about the Emerald Tablet, that the Emerald Tablet was written by Hermes Trismegistus 3000 BC. There was no Hermes Trismegistus 3000 BC. Hermes Trismegistus originated in 332 BCE. And if you look at the image of the Emerald Tablet, this is also another nail in the coffin. If you look at the image of the Emerald Tablet, you see that the Emerald Tablet is comprised of several texts, several letters, which are Greek and Phoenician. It's not Kemetic. There's no meta-nature on the Emerald Tablet. But that just got by folk who are so enamored by the secret. See, if you don't do your research, if you believe in things that you don't understand, you what? You suffer. Superstition ain't ways. It is knowledge. It is wisdom that is worth pursuing. So, the Greeks held all of the knowledge of ancient Kemet until they were conquered by the Romans in 30 BCE. When the Romans conquered the Greeks, the Romans then, here's the Emerald Tablet, socially associated with Hermes Trismegistus. The Romans then conquered Kemet, and they Latinized Hermes, and he became known to the Roman world as Mercury. Same personality, viewed through a different cultural lens. So if you don't know your culture, you will give someone else credit for what your ancestors did thousands of years earlier. That's why the people of Kemet advise you to know yourself. Know yourself. Right? So let's look at this. Mercury and Hermes are known today, 2007, as the FTD man. That's the logo for FTD man. You notice that both Hermes and Mercury have wings on their head and wings on their feet, which symbolizes swiftness of thought and swiftness of motion. So Hermes and Mercury both were messenger gods to the Greeks and the Romans. They were the messenger gods. Now, I want you all to understand this very clearly. The symbol that both Hermes and Mercury hold in their hands is a symbol called the caduceus, the staff of Hermes. You all will recognize that this is the symbol that is associated with the medical profession. But what I want you all to know, what I want you all to understand clearly, that this is an African symbol. This is a Kemetic symbol. For those of you who have gone to the Nile Valley, you go into the Temple of Abydos, the oldest temple known to mankind. The footprint of this ancient temple, because different temples have been built on that location over periods of time, but the footprint of this temple dates back to over 4000 BCE. Abydos was the site of the first sacred pilgrimage known to mankind. Thousands of years before Jerusalem, thousands of years before Mecca. People came to Abydos. And within the Temple of Abydos, there is a diagram of Jehuti holding in his left hand a pair of staffs. One staff has a serpent, a cobra entwined around it, and wears the crown of Upper Kemet. The other one has a cobra, wears the crown of Lower Kemet. Jehuti is holding both of these symbols of power in his left hand, and in his right hand, he is holding an ankh, the symbol of life. And he is holding that ankh to the nostrils of the king, Seti I. So he is literally transferring life, power, knowledge, and wisdom to the king. So when the Greeks came in, they took this symbol, got rid of one staff, and intertwined the two serpents around the one staff, and gave it to you as a symbol called the caduceus. This is a symbol which represents your body, your mind, and your body, and the various systems which function within your body, and how these two systems must be, how these various systems must be balanced, because these systems represent the masculine and the feminine systems within your body, because we all are masculine and feminine. Half of our chromosomes, 23 of our chromosomes came from our mother, 23 of our chromosomes came from our father, regardless as to whether or not we're in a male suit or a female suit. We have chromosomes from our mother and father. Else we wouldn't exist right now. So again, it reinforces the importance or the power of balancing masculine and feminine energy in order to have reality, in order to have life. So, what I want us to look at, what I want us to understand, is how this information has been co-opted by others. You all need to take a break for a minute? Are you okay?
Teach.
Okay?
Teach.
Keep going.
All right, keep going. All right, then we'll forego the break. All right. What I want to focus on now is unlocking the secrets of the secret. Giving you a general overview, I want to bring all of this home. I want you all to see, I want you to understand how this information has always been around you, has always been a part of your life, and I want to focus specifically on how you can use this information within your personal life. It is your right to use this information. And so we're going to look at unlocking the secrets of the secret. And in doing so, I want you to understand that the secret is like an iceberg. And if you know, icebergs are so heavy that just 10% of the iceberg is visible above the surface of the water. The other 90% is hidden from view. And so my goal here in unlocking the secrets of the secret is to do it through an analysis of the African roots of the secret.
Yes.
Because it all goes back to home. It all goes back to home. So the question is, do you know what home is?
Yes.
You got the key to get into your house. All right? So in looking at this, we know, as Africans living in America, we know from the study of African American history that the contributions of Africans have seldom been acknowledged and have often been claimed by Europeans.